Let's talk hockey for a second. And South Africa will next week be hosting the Pro League, which is a seemingly prestigious event with some of the best nations in the world coming to the country to play with the South African national teams. And I'm joined by LOC chairman for that event, Sheldon Rostron. Sheldon, thank you so much for your time this morning. Firstly, explain to us what the league or the event is about.
Thanks for having me. And I think it's a great opportunity to be able to play, unbelievable hockey against some of the world's best, as you had mentioned. The event allows the top 8 teams in the world to be able to compete, and we've been afforded the opportunity to participate in this event based on our ranking and the withdrawal of some teams due to COVID-related matters. And it allows us the opportunity with the team to be able to step up and obviously participate, on the next level. The Pro League basically, has a home and away leg for each of the teams that participate. We've been afforded a longer duration for our home leg to make it a lot more affordable for some of the teams that will be participating here. And so we've stretched over 2 weeks of matches taking place from the 8th until the 21st of February in Potchefstroom at the Northwest University Hockey Academy.
Sounds like a very nice event to be involved in after you qualified for the World Cup, which is what South Africa has done. And as a coach, surely you're smiling from ear to ear, having to play these top nations in the world in preparation of the World Cup coming up in June.
Yeah, I think the nice thing is that this event allows the opportunity for the team to have a relatively full schedule for 2022, and I think it's something that we've been dreaming of for quite a long time, having a whole bunch of test series to be able to test things, to be able to be in an environment competing at a high level, and allowing us a good preparation for the World Cup. This year has got both the Commonwealth Games and then leading into obviously the World Cup, which will take place. And I think the reality is that the amount of opportunity to get together as a group and also to start preparing the next generation for the next responsibility they also have to take, I think is something that we've been afforded through this opportunity. So I think we're really fortunate and really looking forward to be able to participate.
Sheldon, just take us for context into how it is exactly that South Africa qualified for the World Cup, both the men's and the women's World Cups that are coming up later this year and early next year, of course, the men's in India.
So they went off to Ghana, Accra, where they participated in the African qualifications aspect, which is the continental qualifier. And over there, they obviously were able to secure themselves a position by being the champions again. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the 9th round that both men's and women's teams have been able to qualify through this event and have been able to remain continental champions. So I think a good opportunity for some of the youngsters that we gave, the chance to play at that event, and obviously has put us in a good position to be able to go to the World Cup.
And South Africa obviously didn't do as well as a lot of fans would have wanted at the Olympics last year, looking to make amends later this year in Birmingham, also in the Commonwealth Games?
Yeah, I think they've made great strides during the Olympics, and before the lockdown and obviously the challenges of COVID, I think the group has been working very closely together, and I think now with things opening up and alleviating, it allows for more frequent connectivity and obviously competition to start taking place. So I think the reality is that we're very excited to see some of the youngsters coming through now, and obviously start growing the team as we start preparing not only for a World Cup but leading into the next phases and next cycles of Olympics. So there's a short-term view and a long-term view, and I think in terms of short-term, we're very excited at the prospect of potentially trying to get ourselves in the top echelons of the teams at the Commonwealth Games and hopefully try and get ourselves into a fortunate position to be in a good playoff.
How difficult is it, Sheldon, with trying to do all of this, take part in the Commonwealth Games, Olympic Games, Hockey Pro League, with players that are not fully professionalized. A lot of the hockey players have to apply for leave somewhere at their workplace to be able to take part in these tournaments. How difficult is that?
Yeah, it is quite a task. At the end of the day, I think we sit with very unique challenges in South Africa and trying to manage these types of things. And, each space has its pros and its cons, or each country has its pros and cons. And I think the reality is that we've started to try and find unique ways to deal with these matters, but it does become challenging at periods, especially in a year like this that is jam-packed and crammed to try and get, staff or bosses and organizations to be able to give these individuals the opportunities to play for their country. So it's a balancing act, and obviously for the coaching staff, it's a continuous planning process of trying to make sure that the right group's attending the right things, and they've obviously grown the size, and with the depth that they have, they are fortunate to be able to be in a position to be able to do these types of things. But we do often bump our heads, or there are sometimes challenges that we have, and then unfortunately we don't see the likes of individuals that we would like to see at these events participating. But at least we work closely with the athletes and try and work the programs and try and make sure that they have a well-balanced and holistic approach to how they do things.
All right, Sheldon Rostron, thank you so much for your time. He is the chairman of the local organizing committee for the Hockey Pro League that will be taking place at the University of the Northwest in Potchefstroom next week.